Hey, it's Todd Elvig here with STSPN. We're here with Devan Kylany. Is that correct?
Yep.
So you're a pretty big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to miss this season or part of this season because of ACL?
Happened in February. I'll come back partway through the season.
I got to tell you, some people got to be scared about you coming back, I would think, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
So have you committed somewhere?
Wazoo.
Wazoo. All right, good for you. Now you got a couple of guys that are going to pick up the slack for while you're gone?
Oh, yeah. Cameron Hunter playing left tackle. Kid's hungry. Kid wants it. He's smart, and he's aggressive, so he'll do great. I'm not worried at all.
That's awesome. How's your rehab coming?
Great. Back to doing normal workouts and just getting the weight back up to where it was before I got hurt.
Now, has Tom got you out here helping, or are you just watching?
A little bit. Do PT with the athletic trainer, and then I go out and help. And any facts or tidbits I've learned from playing, I just try and give it to them so they can be good.
Well, that's awesome. Now, you should be able to talk to these guys while they're on the field and do exactly what you just said. You give them a little bit of insight on how you perform out there.
Yep. That's basically just what I do.
Now, I noticed that you guys, 7-on-7, you got to watch that too. Is that a little bit hard when another team's kind of like putting it to you? I saw who was it, Lincoln or somebody that was
the word putting it to you is a little harsh, but I mean, it's 7-on-7, right. So when it comes down to it, it's fake football.
Yeah, that's right.
Show some speed and show some field work, but when you put on pads and play and coach gets to call a full game and set up his scheme and set up his game plan and our defense gets to play, it'll be a little different.
That is one of our first questions for Tom is the fact that all this new emphasis on 7-on-7, it's great to run your routes, but put a couple blockers in there. We'll see what happens, right?
Yep. Put a couple blockers, and some people just, when they have pads on, they can't even play the same way. So
can't turn to look for the ball or whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So your first game is against Ferndale, is that correct?
Yep.
What do you think of Ferndale? I guess they're picked to be a pretty good team. I mean, they're a smaller school, but it should at least give you guys an idea of where you're at, right?
Yeah, it's going to give us a good idea. They're a good 3A school, and I'm really excited to have our line go against their line. They're big up front with Garion, and I think it's going to be fun.
So give us some stats. What's your bench? What's your squad? What are you most proud of?
Well, since I've been hurt for a while, my bench is 315 for 2. But my squat's getting back up there, and my hang clean's getting back up there. We'll see. But I just did box jumps, like off 2 foot, land on 1, so I'm feeling great.
That's awesome. I suppose you really would like to get out there, but you just don't want to chance it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I could come back now, but it's not smart. Why? Yeah. So we're just going to wait.
Wesco 4A is not that tough. Who do you think your biggest opponent there is going to be?
I don't know. GP, Mount Vernon, maybe Monroe.
Yeah. You never know, especially this year because you don't know who's coming back. I mean, we know who's coming back, but we know who we lost. We just don't know who's going to step up. Yeah. Just like every year, everybody's like panicked because we lost all these guys, right? But there's guys right behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I say our biggest challenge is us.
Yeah.
If we play good and we don't shoot ourselves in the foot too many times with penalties and missed blocks, then we'll be fine.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Devan Kylany. I'll never get it. Thank you very much for talking to us, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Todd Elvig here, STSPN. We're here with Coach Tom Try. Tom, how many years is this for you?
I think this is my 14th year. 05 was my first year, so I guess that would make year 14 as a head coach.
Well, here we are again. What'd you guys do on the in the offseason? Anything special?
I enjoyed my summer with my young daughters. I tried to get away a little bit. I didn't really do a whole lot. Went to Leavenworth and did a little river rafting, a little golfing here and there. Watched my daughters play some volleyball in the summertime and just kind of enjoyed the family a little bit. Don't get me wrong, we were here lifting and doing our speed and agility, and we were grinding on a daily basis, but I feel refreshed and ready to start the 2019 season. Had a great summer. I got no complaints. Really had a lot of fun, like I said, watching my daughters develop in volleyball and just getting to be a dad versus always being a coach.
It is a little bit different sitting in the stands and being on the sidelines, right?
It is. Sometimes my coach voice comes out and I realize, hey, I'm just a dad. Shut your mouth and just enjoy the process. And so I have to learn how to kind of wear a different hat here and there. But no, I have a lot. It's probably really good that I don't know a whole lot about volleyball, because that way I can just sit and watch and enjoy it instead of always trying to strategize. So that's what makes it fun.
And it looks like you're going to have a new gym up there.
We are. Originally the plan was by winter. So in the fall, volleyball, all fall sports will still be in our old gym. But come girls basketball, boys basketball in the wintertime, the new gym is supposed to be open. We'll see. They're working hard on construction right now to try to get that done. But that's the plan.
Nice. Now, I was wondering, what on 7-on-7, we see a lot of hype on this 7-on-7, and it just is everywhere, and everybody's putting all the stock in it. But really, when it comes down to it, doesn't mean nothing when you put pads on. How do you feel about 7-on-7? It's just to run some reps, or you put a lot of stock in it? How do you feel about that?
So 7-on-7 it's fake football. I'll be the first to say that, or probably not the first. I'm sure you've heard that a lot of times. Pads make a huge difference, right? The contact, when you eliminate that 7-on-7, it becomes fast break football, kind of a lot like basketball. The thing is we'll do our 7-on-7, and I think there are some benefits to it. Number one, we learn our offense. You understand timing and spacing and the execution of what it takes in our 60 series, our 90 series, which is our 3-step drop, our sprint out package that we run in 2x2 and 3x1. And so what I really like to see on the offensive side of the ball is just our spacing and timing. Quarterbacks get a chemistry with the receivers. We understand strengths and weaknesses of what we do well with our offense right now in the offseason when we're doing our 7-on-7. Defensively, it's really nice too, because you get a chance to really work on your coverages and being able to communicate in, out routes, out routes. Who's got the under, who's got the over? Are we switching it when we're in man and they're running scissors, or they're running a post wheel concept? So we get a chance to really work on coverages and concepts, which I really feel like when we come into the fall, we can really focus on tackling and blocking and the physicality of football, and not so much on the scheme, because we spend a lot of time with the 7-on-7 on both sides of the ball in the offseason. That's the huge benefit to 7-on-7.
One thing that strikes me when I was watching today is, football just doesn't seem to ever change. I mean, not really. Not for the old coaches, not for the old school kind of guys that I was watching these guys out here. They didn't quite get the snap off in time, and all of a sudden they're doing push-ups. I got to tell you, it really is. It's one of those sports where you pay right now.
It is. It's the ultimate team sport. You could have 10 all-league players, right? And if one guy out of the 10, one guy out of the 11 screws his assignment up, it doesn't work. Everyone has to do their job to their ability. And that's 11 guys executing to their best of their ability. And when that happens, that's when you have success, which makes football the ultimate team sport, right? We have an all-league running back in Dallas Landeros. He's the real deal. He's as good as any running back in the league. He's not anything to our offense without our O-line and our receivers blocking for him. It's a team game. Our quarterback can throw the ball to any receiver. We can throw him open. Not if he doesn't have time to throw it. Every guy has to know his job. We run a play. Center snaps the ball early. It screws it up for everybody. 5 yards back, penalty on the offense. It's the team game, the team concept that we're trying to instill in our players right now.
Boy, I couldn't have said it better. Which I've never said it. So, so a couple last things. One is you've got a couple of games that kind of stand out for us. You've got Ferndale right out of the gate, and they're not supposed to be no slouch this year. And you've got Lincoln coming up. Yeah, so those are a couple of big games in this league. I know this league has been a little bit, up and down, but in this league, who do you think is probably one of your best competitors, or who do you look that's going to be a good game?
I think Wesco's gotten tougher. Last year, huge improvements from Mount Vernon. Glacier Peak was solid. Monroe's always good. Mariner was tough. Cascade got better. Our league got better last year. For us, week 3 is Monroe. Huge rivalry game. So right off the gate, our first league game could be, not saying it is, but could be for a league championship. Mount Vernon is well coached. Vasilchek does a great job up there. I've heard a lot of rumors that they've gotten 23 kids from Anacortes. Anacortes doesn't sound like they have a football team this year. So right away you're adding some talent to a team that was pretty good to begin with, and instantly you're better. So I think Mount Vernon, we play them week 4. They're going to be solid. Mariners rallying right now. They're getting guys, and I was just talked to Coach Stewart, and we don't play them till week 9, but which is the last regular season game. But I think Mariners going to be tough. Glacier Peak's always well coached, and they got dudes, and Jackson's got a new coach, and they're going to be athletic. It's going to be a battle every week. But to answer your question, I'd say right off the get-go, week 3 Monroe and week 4 Mount Vernon. We got to win those 2 games, or else our season gets a lot tougher.
And I think you like the competition when you get some of those teams that are really good, like Lincoln and Ferndale. That tells you a lot about your team right out of the gate, doesn't it?
It's the reason why we went out and found 2 playoff caliber football teams 2 years ago when we readjusted and we're looking for non-league games week 1 and 2. We wanted to find teams that we figured were going to be in the state playoff type teams, so that when we get into league and then hopefully get into the playoffs, we've already kind of had that playoff mentality, even though it's only week 1 and week 2. Those are big games for us. And now with the new seeding concept, those games matter. I know in terms of making the playoffs, they don't matter, but if you want to be a 1 seed, a 2 seed, a 3 seed, a 4 seed, you got to win your non-league games. So against teams that are tough. And so the thought process going into last year and now into this year, because it's a 2-year cycle, was let's go find 2 state playoff teams that are going to challenge us. And the other really thing I like about that is you get one team that tends to be really physical, run the ball, let's go, and that's a wing T offense with Ferndale. And then you get a team like Lincoln that wants to spread it out, and don't get me wrong, they can run the ball, but they want to spread it out and use their athleticism and their speed with their receivers. And so we're getting a little bit of taste of both. We're going to have to stop the run week 1, and we're going to have to be able to stop everything week 2 with 5 wide receivers and a quarterback that can run the ball. And it's going to be a good test for us. 2 totally different types of tests, but 2 that we have to pass if we want to win playoff games late in the season.
Yeah, boy, those will be some really good games. So the last thing is, I saw this seating down here. It turns out it's for soccer, but I thought for sure it was going to be for your coaching staff right there. That little wheeled...
I know exactly what you're talking about. Hey, man, we had a first-year coach this year, and one of the first things he asked me for was an umbrella.
Yeah.
He hasn't heard the end of it every day from all his assistants and myself, because we don't use umbrellas. We try to pretend like we're tough out here. So even if it's cold, nasty, rainy, windy in November, you're going to see our D coordinator in shorts. You're going to see our defensive staff in shorts. We like to pretend like we're tough. Yeah. And so I will tell you right now, that is a soccer bleacher / seated area for the soccer team, not for football. We're not going to have that thing anywhere near our sidelines. We don't want to show any sign of weakness. No umbrellas, no covers. It's time to suck it up and let's go play football.
Yeah, we might have to take a picture of that and use Photoshop and change that to football.
I don't mean to be that a negative on soccer. I'm just saying you tend to see those are soccer type tools that they use and not so much football.
Well, hey, Tom, it was great talking to you.
Thanks, Todd.
I always like seeing you.
Yeah.
And you always put a really quality product on the field. And regardless, win or lose, you guys just always seem to look sharp. And you guys show really good honor and knowledge of the game. And we just appreciate covering you.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. It's a lot of fun doing it.
Great. Thank you.
Hey, it's good seeing you again.